As we just heard, Juneteenth is about recognizing freedom for all Americans. And as we inch closer and closer to the holiday, we really wanted to recognize not only those who fought for freedom for Black Americans, but also those who are still continuing the fight today.
That's right. And one man who never thought he would be put in the position to do so has picked up the baton that those before him left out. And he's been focused on creating a system that works for everyone. And he sat down with me to tell me more about his story. Here it is.
Good to see you. Good to see you. How you doing? I wish, man. I know. Listen, I ain't that limber.
They say it takes a village to raise a child.
Good. All right. Good.
But this village on the east side of Detroit raised the first Black Lieutenant Governor of Michigan.
Definitely. Always good seeing you.
All right, now we out here. You know that computer lab right next door? So when I was 16, I built the first computers to start that computer lab and put them in there. Yeah. And so
you see Lieutenant Gilchrist behind this podium. But before this office, this was his office.
I ain't nobody's esports athlete, though.
Behind a computer as a software engineer. It wasn't until the 2008 presidential campaign that he learned he could bridge a world of politics and problem solving together.
So that's when I saw that you could use technology to help people realize their political power and potential. And I was blown away if that was true. And you can get paid to do that and get health insurance doing that. That's a real job. That's incredible.
But his village saw something in him before he saw it in himself.
You know I'm rooting for you, baby.
I appreciate that.
His first time setting foot in the Capitol was on a field trip his grandmother took him on.
We then got a chance to have a meeting with a state legislator. So I met with State Representative Morris Hood, and I got two things from that meeting. One, he gave me this wooden block paperweight that's actually still at my parents' house in my office that my parents use. And then the second thing he gave me was this note. It was you get a doctor's note when you go to the doctor until you miss school. So he gave a note that was on his letterhead that I had to take back to my teacher, and it said that Garlin Gilchrist II was handling official business that I gave to my teacher.
Experiences like this and standing up for his peers, both in and out of the classroom, were laying the foundation to his role as a leader and public advocate.
The other Black student get treated horribly, even as a third grader, and having to step up and step in. And maybe I felt comfortable doing that because I was pretty tall, third grader, I didn't feel intimidated by people just hey, that's not right. I ran an organization for Black men on campus that was called Heads. We helped to organize buses to go from Ann Arbor to Washington, D.C. for our day in court in 2004. So I was rallying on the steps of the Supreme Court with Reverend Jesse Jackson and people about this case. I also had to deal with, problematic stuff that happened on campus. There was this group of students, conservative students, who did an affirmative action bake sale, one of the most offensive things I'd ever seen.
It was easy for him to rally behind issues like this because of the foundation his grandmother gave him as a child.
She would always tell me, actually, the easy decision is to do the right thing, and to basically not make an excuse for doing something wrong or doing something to hurt somebody or for lying to somebody. So I think about that all the time because that actually grounds me in what it means to be a person of integrity, to be a person who can build real relationships and a person that people can trust. That's from my grandma telling me that, don't be fooled or confused that it's easier to do wrong than it is to do right. Good to see you. How you doing? Good.
And he's been doing the right thing by providing resources at the Adam Butzel Rec Center,
I just need two.
fighting for Michigan's most vulnerable people.
We ain't making enough progress if everybody can't participate in it.
And laying the foundation for those coming after him.
Get my feet wet with it.
I see you being an entrepreneur.
Most definitely.
That's right, man.
Yes, sir.
I don't want you to be like somebody else. I don't even want you to be like me. I want you to be bigger than me. I want you to be more bold than me, more creative than me. I want you to be more aggressive than me. I want you to be more empathetic than me. I need you to take what I'm doing to a much better place, to a much higher level. So I try to encourage them to use any understanding of me as a floor, not a ceiling.
Well, you can see more of this story on Lieutenant Governor Gilchrist and many more changemakers on WILX. Tune in this Thursday for our celebration of Juneteenth as we acknowledge and shine a light on this special day of freedom. We'll talk with more Black icons in our area, highlight local heroes, and show you rich culture right here in mid-Michigan. So tune in for our special on Juneteenth at 5:30 p.m.